right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
Sorry, I'm muted. Thanks for deloading. Thanks, I see that. All right, welcome everybody. NorCal Sports Network. Giants get the series win over the Cincinnati Reds. Start the season 2-1. We're going to get right into it. Well played ball game. I'll break it down for you. But before we do, let us thank our sponsor, Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in all of California. Give Chapman Law Group a call for all your legal needs. Especially if you've got a personal injury situation, they can help you out. The call's free. The consultation's free. Give Chapman Law Group a call, 415-613-9483. When I say free, for personal injury situations, give them a call. All right, guys. What a weekend. I love opening weekend of baseball. The Giants don't disappoint. I'm going to tell you everything that I saw today as far as the Giants playing. First of all, let's give it up for Robbie Ray. He had a rough sixth inning, but he was stellar the first five. He was mowing them down, and I think he was perfect through 4 innings, Robbie Ray. And let me take a look here real quick. Robbie Ray's 5th inning. Yeah, he was actually perfect through 5. Robbie Ray was perfect through 5 innings, 15 up, 15 down. And then in the bottom of the 6th, Lux led off the inning with a single. Dunn grounded out to third. Lux went to second. Wins homered after he took a called strike 3 on the pitch, but it was a pitch violation. Robbie Ray too long to throw the ball, and he got a pitch violation, and the next pitch, Wins hits it out. Then McLean homers, making it 4-3. Espinal walked. That was the end of Robbie Ray's day. So he basically went 5 1/3. I'll pull up his line shortly. Eric Miller came in. De La Cruz single to left, Espinal to second, and then the nice double play that double play between Fitzgerald and the 4-6-3. Fitzgerald to Adames quickly turned, and they get out of the inning 4-3. But as we look at the overall, the game itself, it was perfect game. Both pitchers threw 4 innings of play. There was 24 up, 24 down. I can't remember the last time I've seen it. I know it happens, but it's been a while that I've paid attention, I guess, where I saw 24 up, 24 down. And then come the San Francisco Giants in the top of the 5th. Chapman flies out to right, and Elliot Ramos launches a homer to left field. I'm telling you, I love this kid Ramos. This is why we're going to be giving away for 5,000 subs a signed jersey of Elliot Ramos. He's my favorite player on the team. I love Elliot Ramos. I think he's still under the radar, even after making the All-Star team this year. Based on a couple of fantasy drafts, he went very, very late, like after the 10th round in both leagues. He's rated, he's ranked lower. I don't sleep on Elliot Ramos. The guy's going to he's just, that was off Nick Martinez, by the way, a right-handed pitcher. So great to see Ramos crush the ball off a righty. Another thing I noticed today is Yaz getting sitting on the bench, Matos getting the start. Are we going to see more of Matos playing every day? We'll see. But getting back to the ball game, after Ramos homered, making it 1-0, Ray gets through the fifth, and then the Giants in the top half of the sixth get a break. Fitzgerald doubles to left. Wade strikes out swinging. Adames struck out looking. Lee then doubles to left. Fitzgerald scored. I guess the break, comes in the eighth. Okay, not the sixth. Lee doubles to left, Jung-Hoo coming through with 2 outs where Adames could not. Chapman then homers to left, scoring Lee, making it 4-0. And then, of course, we already went over the bottom of the sixth with Robbie Ray. And then the seventh was Lee Trevino. It was great to see Lee Trevino. He had that the third out of the inning. The wind was blowing in so heavy to right that there was no way anybody was hitting one out. But here's the play. Let me see if I can show it to you guys here. Take a look at Trevino's face as he says, "Woo!" There it is. Okay, so now you look at him. He's going, "Woo!" And he gives a big smile. Yeah, that was close. So they get through the seventh, and then in the eighth, the break comes for the Giants. Fitzgerald is safe on a throwing error by De La Cruz at short. Wade lays down a nice bunt, but he just gets him, and Fitzgerald goes to second, and then Fitzgerald steals third base, and he's called out, but the Giants, ask for they challenge it, right? And it looks like the third baseman for Cincinnati misses the tag. He misses his arm, his left arm, and then as he's swiping the tag through, it looks like he misses his right arm, or he either got his right arm on as Fitzgerald's left hand was touching the bag. That was Candelario at third. So it was a bang play. He was out if he put the tag on him, but he is ruled safe. And that allows the Giants to get a run in on Adames' sacrifice fly. So Adames gets the sac fly, makes it 5-3. Then Barlow comes in to pitch for Cincinnati. Chapman walks. Lee moves to second, and Ramos again singles to left, scoring Lee. So Elliot Ramos comes through today. And then in the ninth inning, Camilo Duvall comes in to shut him out, and Ramos makes a nice diving catch out in left field. So my star of the game today is, I'm going to give 3 stars for the Giants, and my first star goes to Elliot Ramos. Elliot Ramos gets the first star of the day, and my second star is a toss-up here, but I'm going to go with Matt Chapman. Why? Not only did it hit a home run, but he made some stellar plays in third base. He got one behind the bag deep, dove, got up, throw it to first, boom, out. How about the double play in the 8th inning with runners on second and third? A weak ground ball to Chapman at third. He charges it, and then he tags the runner from second going to third, and throws in one motion to first to get the inning-ending double play. So my second star is Chapman, and my third star is going to go to Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray gets the third star, and a close third is Tyler Fitzgerald. If we had four people in here, I think the four players picked would be Ramos, Chapman, Ray, and Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald gets 2 hits, gets the nice bunt hit, and uses his speed to produce a run. So, and Jeff Taylor, a member for 8 months. Thanks for being a member, Jeff. We really appreciate that. Is Walker okay? Yeah, I think Duvall has not made an outing this year. And I'll tell you what, I kind of like this. Let me tell you why I like Duvall closing here and there, Walker closing here and there. Look, what has been the Giants' problem the last 2 years, guys? It's been the bullpen has been worn out, right? It's been completely collapsing in August. They're wiped out because so if the Giants have 8 relief pitchers, okay, 5 starters, 8 relievers, those 8 relievers are Duvall and Walker and Rogers. That's 3. You got Miller, 4. And then you've got Trevino, 5. You got Rodriguez, 6. You've got Birdsong and Bivens, 7, 8. I think the weak link in this bullpen is Spencer Bivens right now. And so we'll see. So tomorrow they'll go to Houston and they'll have Hicks going. But I like the idea of not burning out the bullpen. And these guys, if they don't have to pitch, nobody's pitched back-to-back days except Trevino, right? Trevino pitched yesterday, I believe. Let me go back and look at yesterday's box score, and I'll tell you. I'm pretty sure Trevino pitched yesterday an inning, and he's pitched an inning today. So no Birdsong yet. And I guess Birdsong's the only player or pitcher in the bullpen that has not made an appearance, right? Birdsong. Yeah, that's it. So Walker pitched Thursday, opening day, and now he's pretty fresh. He's going to need to get in there probably tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure why he had Duvall close and he didn't pitch Duvall like in the 7th. I would have thought since Trevino pitched yesterday, Duvall, but Tommy Murphy says, why is management so cheap? We have no superstars. Yeah. There's a little thing out on Twitter today. In fact, the Giants are 14th in spending percentage of revenue. So they spend 47% of their revenue, where the Diamondbacks are spending and the Padres 2/3 of their revenue they are putting into payroll. So let me just look here, and I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Diamondbacks are spending 66.7% of their payroll. Their payroll right now, the Diamondbacks, is $219 million. Their revenue's $328. The Giants' revenue was $448, but they're only spending $213 million. So if the Giants actually spent that 66%, they'd be at $295 million payroll. Heck, they could have went up to $240, stayed under the luxury tax, and still got Pete Alonso in the middle of that lineup. The lineup is going to need a boost at some point this season. But let's see here. Deloading says it was a 3-run game. I think Melvin is trying to get Duvall back into those late game situations. I bet if it was a 1 or 2, Walker would have been in. You're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right. So we'll see where it was good to see Duvall. He looked good. It was, that's a great point, deloading. Not as high of a pressure situation as throwing him in there with a 1 or 2 run lead. Its message has a fantasy baseball draft tomorrow. Any advice or websites on how to find players? New to it. Are you playing Yahoo or ESPN? Let me know. And give me the parameters of the league. Is it a 10 team? Is it a 12 team? Is it a points league or is it a roto league? Probably a roto league. ESPN. Okay. It's probably a roto league, which is categories. I like to draft the best hitters available and then get my pitching late. That's just me, but some people do it different. I think there's plenty of pitching out there available, so I go after the sluggers. Let's see. So yeah, Giants 2-1. Hey, if they can somehow get 2 in Houston, that would be a great opening to the season, right? Road trip. I mean, I had them going 3-3. I figured they'd win one series, this series, and I thought maybe they would have a hard time in Houston, because you got to look at Houston. They're going to be throwing their 4, 5, and 1. They're going to be throwing tomorrow Hicks, and then Tuesday it'll be Roop, and then Wednesday, the getaway game, it'll be Logan Webb. So I was, and you're going to be facing Framber Valdez on Wednesday. Man, I almost kind of think the Giants should consider moving Webb in the rotation, because he's always going to go up against everybody's number 1, and he doesn't get the run support when he faces another team's ace. The Giants just don't put up runs. It looks like Corbin Burns is going late in the rotation for Arizona. And, if you can get Webb in that 3 spot, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough, but, okay. Check their last 15 seasons. It averages exactly 500. Well, Tommy, one thing, if you're counting the last 15 years in the Giants, you can't really do that. There's probably not one player on this team that played 15 years ago. In fact, I know there's not. Some of them were just getting out of diapers. So you really can't look at a franchise and say, well, for 15 years, they've been 500, so they're going to be a 500 franchise this year. That doesn't correlate, because none of those players were even in Major League Baseball in 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, heck, 15. I don't think, maybe Verlander. Yeah, Verlander was playing, but that's, you're talking about financially. Yeah, they're being cheap. Yeah. Yeah, Chapman played great today. Absolutely. He gets my number 2 star player of the day today, behind Ramos. I go Ramos, Chapman, Ray, and then Fitzgerald. Those were the 4 guys that showed up big time today. You see my fantasy baseball lineup? Okay, let me see if I can pull it up here. My fantasy baseball lineup. Let's see. You guys want to see a stacked baseball lineup, huh? Well, I got 2 leagues. So let me pull up. So you want to see, I'm in Yahoo. I'll show you my lineup. Hold on. All right. Let me do one sec here. All right. Let me pull up. All right. Fantasy. We'll pull up the Giants aren't Schmidtless. Okay. That's my lineup right there. My catcher, Wilson Contreras. Oh, Mountcastle, he's only in there today because Freddie Freeman doesn't have a game. So normally it's Freddie Freeman and then Ketel Marte, Jordan Westberg, Xavier Edwards, corner infielder Matt Olson. My middle infielder is hurt right now, and that is Jose Ramirez is my third baseman. So I normally have Jordan Westberg as my middle infielder, but Jose Ramirez would be my third baseman, but he's out right now. And then, so I got Trevor Story in there, Brent Rooker, Marcell Ozuna, Brenton Doyle, my outfielders, and Teoscar Hernandez, normally in my lineup, Freddie Freeman and Riley Green. And then, of course, I got pitchers, Schwellenbach, Hunter Brown, Bryce Miller, Ronaldo Lopez, Brian Rue, Nick Pivetta, Grant Holmes, Brandon Pfaadt, Joe Ryan, Ryan Pepio, Christopher Sanchez, and I got a bunch of guys on IL. So that's a rundown of that roster. I won't bore everybody with the other roster. So yeah, Jim, I predicted he would be in Double-A. I thought that would be the place for Bryce. They were trying to rush him last year. Don't rush the kid. Look, he's not ready for the big leagues this year. He's 1 year, 2 years removed from high school. Let's just let him develop naturally. You bring up guys too soon, they get into bad habits, they get overwhelmed, and then they struggle. So I am all for developing these guys slowly and bringing them along. But this was a great win today, guys. This was a big win because they all count, right? You can say, 162 after 3 if they're 1-2, no big deal. Yeah, I get it, but you want to win the games that are winnable, and you won the series. Look, my deal is play 500 baseball on the road and play 650 ball at home. Okay, so if you played how many games is that? 81 games. So you want to play roughly 640 ball at home. 81 times 64%. Not even. You can do 63%, 62%, 620. 81 times 62%. There you go. 50 wins. 50 wins at home. Play 620 ball at home. Play 500 on the road. And you're going to be a 90-win team. And that is the strategy for success. Go 50-31 at home. Go 41-41 on the road. And you're 82. Yeah, 41. Hey, even if you won 49 games at home, right? Just somewhere a little over 600 ball at home, 500 on the road, and you're going to have a winning record. 41-40. There you go. 41-40, 40-41 on the road. And you have it. Hey, Ryan, we'll be covering Warriors game and Giants game on 2. Are we covering the Warriors game tonight? I'm not sure. Let me know so I can announce it if we're doing a Warriors game after tonight's game. It would be a short one if we do. Warriors play at what time's the Warriors game today? Like 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. So, hey, guys, if you're watching, we have a show tonight for sure at 8 o'clock with Eric and Glenn from Giant Sports Talk Live. We'll be doing our Hot Corner segment. So we'll break down the game and we'll talk a little bit about the whole series and the Giants, the vibes going forward. That's called the Hot Corner tonight at 8 o'clock. So make sure you're here for that. On Wednesday night this week, I will be on Marty Lurie's show, and that is called Marty Lurie and Friends on YouTube. You'll want to check that out, and then we'll be doing a post game as well. So Marty Lurie and Friends Wednesday night, YouTube. Make sure you check that show out and go subscribe to Marty's channel. Everybody loves Marty Lurie, right? You all know Marty. So make sure you do that. We've got, what else? Joe Schmo, he subs to Marty. Very good. So what else we got here? Looking through the chat. How do you guys feel so far about this opening series? I thought the Giants, today played really good ball. No errors. Had 7 hits. They struck out 7 times. Not too bad. Nick Martinez, not a big strikeout pitcher, but if they could keep their strikeouts to 6 or 7 a game, I'm cool with that. Flawless defense today. That's how the Giants. This is how they're going to win games. Solid pitching, some timely hitting, and good defense. This is the recipe that Buster won 3 championships with the Giants, and he's trying to create that here with this 2025 ball club. And I do believe that the Giants, if they are in this race, hey, here's the link in the chat, guys, right up there to Marty Lurie's channel show. So make sure you go over there and subscribe. But I do believe this is the recipe for winning baseball. And the Giants will make a move at some point for a better – they're going to need more bats, okay? Look, Wilmer Flores hit 2 home runs this weekend. He might hit 20 this year, but you can't count on him to carry you, okay? They don't have anybody that really carries you. I think Ramos is a guy that gets overlooked still. I love Ramos. If Chapman could – be a little consistent. He does really good in April. I put that up there before. Chapman has a really great history of hitting well out of the block in April. So whatever he does this month, enjoy it, take it for a grain of salt, and pray that it'll carry over into May, June, and July, and August, and September. So we'll see how this goes. This is a team that needs a little bit more pieces to really be in the hunt, but they're not too far away. Their pitching is solid, and we'll see how long it carries them. Okay. Adames will get going. Absolutely. He's not going to have the year he had last year. I already told you guys that. He's not going to drive in 112. He's not going to hit 32 homers. I expect Willy Adames to hit in the I would say Willy Adames. Oh gosh, where would Willy Adames bat? I mean, what's his batting average lifetime, Willy Adames? I want to say in the mid 240s. He's got a batting average of 248. Yeah, right there. Full. So I expect Willie to hit 245, 250 in there. I expect 24 home runs, maybe 24 to 26 homers for Willy Adames. And I think he probably drives in 85 to 90 runs. Okay, solid. But don't expect what he did last year. Don't see him doing that. Joe Schmo, let's see, 80 to 90 wins, talking maybe, yeah, right in there. Yankees 12 runs again today. Wow. Judge hit another one, I believe, huh? Yeah, in fact, why don't we do that? Why don't we take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard today, and then we'll let me just pull up the scores, and then we'll pull up what's happening around Major League Baseball, and then we'll move on. Okay, Angels, White Sox tied at 2. Both of them. This is the rubber game of that series. Guardians beat the Royals in what is a rubber match there, both 1-1. Cardinals, my goodness, Cardinals are 2-0. The team expected to be, near the bottom of the National League, and it looks like they're going to possibly start the season off 3-0 if they can hold on to this win and get this. They're in the bottom of the 5th. They need 3 outs to make it an official game. So we'll see what happens there. Rangers leading the Red Sox in a 4-game series there, bottom of the 8th. So let's see. I think Jacob deGrom was pitching in this game today, because I have him on one of my fantasy teams. Where's the box score? Oh, over here. Let's see. I've been busy. How did deGrom do today? His first outing in a while. Jacob deGrom went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 6 Ks, 2 base on balls. Nice outing for Jacob deGrom. Is he in line for the win? Let me see. Where's the box score? Texas led 1-0. Nope, he's not in line with the win. Okay. All right. So there goes that. Getting back to the box scores here, or the games. We've got the Cubs early on leading the Diamondbacks 2-1 or 1-0. A's and Mariners tied up there at 0. Brian Wu, I know, is going for the Mariners. Braves, Padres later tonight. Yankees crush the Brewers. Brewers get off to a terrible start, 0-3. Yankees flying 3-0. Nationals beat the Phillies to salvage the last game of the series, avoid the sweep. And it's 5-1. Blue Jays split the series with Baltimore in a 4-game set, 3-1. Chris Bassett gets the win. Sagano takes the loss. And the Rays beat the Rockies. And the Marlins win 3 of 4 over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Wow, David Bednar. Is he going to get waived soon? He's off to a terrible start. He was not predicted to do well, and he's not doing well. And of course, the Giants win it 6-3. So if we take a quick peek at the standings, the 2 early standings, as I say it, I haven't even changed my hats behind me. Yankees 3-0, Red Sox 1-2. I think the Red Sox compete for that division. Probably going to come down to the Yankees and Red Sox and maybe the Orioles. Central, yeah, look at that. Tigers 0-3 because they're playing the Dodgers. What a rough way to start the season when you're the Detroit Tigers, young team coming off of a playoff wild card, and then they face the Dodgers in L.A. Miami, that ain't going to last. We know that for sure. The Braves at the bottom, that's not going to last. Cardinals at the top, that's not going to last. Dodgers at the top, we know that lasts. Padres right there, Giants. Yeah, so there you have it with the Major League standings. Spencer Stewart says Red Sox are not going to compete in the East. Dan, well, Spencer, I beg to differ. I think they will compete. I think they have a very good shot at winning that division. They are a pretty good team. They're a pretty good team. Yeah, maybe a minor league deal. Definitely not a major league deal, George. And I hear you. Yeah, maybe they can help them get straightened out. Maybe they can get the brothers together. Look, they had the Rogers brothers. Maybe they can get the Bednar brothers together, right? Baltimore's roster is way better than Boston. I wouldn't say way better. I mean, Boston has a darn good lineup. I mean, what's wrong with Boston's? I mean, the Red Sox. They got a solid lineup, guys. I mean, they got a lot of young guys that are coming up too. Duran, their left fielder, he's a really good player. Devers is a star player. Bregman, Duran, Devers, Bregman, Casas. This kid, Christian Campbell's a rookie. He's pretty good. Willie Abreu. They got Wong. Rafaela is not bad. Hey, look, it's Baltimore's good lineup, but I don't know what you're thinking that guys that don't know Boston's not a good team. I mean, yeah, Duran, Devers, Bregman, they're stars. And they got some young kids coming. Hey, Dan the Corn Man. All right. Yeah, he thinks Boston's bullpen is better than the Orioles in that regard, but I don't know about better overall. Yeah, I mean, I think they're pretty close. I've got that division coming down to Boston, Yankees, and Orioles, and I think all three teams make the playoffs. To me, that's the toughest division in baseball. Some people say the American League or the National League West is the toughest division, but I think there's not a bad team in the American League East. There's a rotten team in the National League West, and that's the Rockies, right? I mean, right now, it looks like Tampa Bay and Toronto are, picked at 4th and 5th, and neither one of those teams is a horrible team. I mean, Toronto can put it together. They can get hot. They've got some hitters. And Tampa just always does Tampa, right? They always find a way to be competitive. So, yeah, we'll see. It's very early, guys. It's so early. You really can't even judge what's going on until a team's probably played, I don't know, I would say at least 40 games, maybe 50, even 60. Look, the Washington Nationals in 2019 were 29-31 in 60 games. That means they wouldn't even made the 8-team per league playoff in 2020 season. They were 29-31. Same record the Giants had in 2020 season. So you got to wait 50 to 60 games before you can really make an assessment on a team. What happened to the Nationals in 19 when they started off 29-31? They won the World Series. So you can't look at it. More after 50 games. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Now I can look at rosters. I can look at the whole setup of where a team is looking, and you can get a feel for things. Like, I think the Giants are significantly better than last year just based on their vibe, and then the fact that they have Jung-Hoo Lee in the lineup daily. Matos is playing. That's a big shift. Second base, Fitzgerald, if he can just get on base and wreak havoc on the bases, play solid defense. Chapman, Adames, huge. Adames is a huge upgrade over what they had. And Chapman being settled in camp early, signed. Look, as I've said, guys, baseball contracts, basketball, football, there's two things that generally happen with a guy who gets a good, large contract and it's for multiple years. Some players regress because, hey, they say I got paid, it's guaranteed in the NBA and in baseball. More specifically in baseball, you see it more in baseball. Or guys just say, hey, I am settled. I feel really comfortable. I'm content. I'm at the best place in my life. Look, when you have better security, don't you function better? Some guys do because they just are at peace. Other guys stop trying as hard because they got their contract. Guys like Anthony Rendon of the Angels. He's he got his money and he doesn't even care about baseball. And it's a job to him. Other guys love the game. And, Chapman seems to me to be a guy that looks like he's at peace and that he got the contract that he wanted to get when he signed up to play baseball. You play that first 6 years for that free agency, you get free agency and you didn't get it, right? You didn't get the big contract that you hoped for when you became a free agent. You were going for your security, your 5 to 6 year deal, and he ended up getting 3 1-year deals. And he was happy. I mean, he looks to me like he's more at peace, enjoying himself more. He doesn't have to strive for that he just concentrate on baseball. So I think Chapman, I've got him in one of my fantasy leagues, guys. I think Chapman is going to have a more productive season. He might have his most productive year. I think you've got to get the production out of Chapman in the first 3 years of the contract. Okay. I don't think after he hits 435 after his 34 season, I don't think he'll be on the upswing. I think he'll definitely be on the downside. But he is a hell of a defensive third baseman. That's why I have him as my number 2 star today, behind Ramos and ahead of Ray, because Ray pitched a stellar game, but Chapman, with that defense, that he is a guy that's he wins you games. That's why his WAR is high, guys. His wins above replacement for Matt Chapman goes higher because his defensive play. I'm not a crazy guy about WAR because I think it's a flawed stat because it doesn't always take into consideration everything offensively. But, the Giants get one more legitimate bat. We get one more true bat in the middle of the lineup. Hey, Dre Area, good to see you. Yeah, they get one more true bat in the lineup, middle of the order. The Giants could be dangerous team. Hey, I'll tell you what you really want to hope for is this team right here. See that one right there? Toronto Blue Jays, right there. That is where you want the Blue Jays to be at the end of the first half or when the trade deadline comes. You want Toronto right there, and you want them to just be losing it, okay? And then what you want is the Jays to say, we're out of it. We got to make a deal. We got to move, and they will. I guarantee you. Look, what do they say? There's only 2 things guaranteed in life, death and taxes. I guarantee you if the Toronto Blue Jays are not in the race at the All-Star break, or not at the trade deadline, they will trade Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Mark it down, guaranteed. No way they let him go into free agency getting nothing. And that's where you hope the Giants could go out and say, okay, we can get Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Then you throw out guys like Harrison and maybe Luciano, and Harrison and Luciano. And that's why you want to see Kyle Harrison guys start doing well in AAA. His value needs to go back up. His value was over 35 just in the offseason. It's down to 22 on the trade machine. So, what else we got in here? Yes, Vladdy would be insane. I'll tell you what, if the Giants are able to get Vladdy Guerrero and they're in this thing, they would have a legitimate shot at winning it all. Okay. They would. We'll see what happens with pitching. It's such a long season, guys. We're 3 games into it, so I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. There's a lot of scenarios that could happen. The Giants could decide that they're not in it at the trade deadline, and Robbie Ray and Justin Verlander could become big trade chips to help bring in some younger players for the future. So we'll see. But I like where the Giants are going. Remember, where'd my paper go? Oh, my wife cleaned up my office here and my studio and office. I had a paper here. I got the Giants going 86 and 76 this year. I'm going a little bolder than I thought. I thought they would be about 83 and 79, but I'm gonna say that this attitude carries over. I think the players enjoy being around each other, and there's more camaraderie. There's team unity, and I think there's a lot of consistency. I like the fact that Bo Mel is running a different ship along with Buster. Bo Mel is able to run the lineup the way he wants to run it. So I like that. Yikes. Just got a note here. Rafael Devers off to a terrible start. Let me see here. So we'll see where this thing ends up, but Devers, he's a mess right now. Okay, here we go in the chat. We're getting some good stuff going. All right, between producer Ryan in the chat, he's talking Conforto, and other guys are talking Yaz. Okay, so we'll see where this thing goes. I have Conforto hitting 20 plus bombs this year with LA. I just figured he'll get going at some point. What did he hit last year? 17 or 20? He hit like 3 at home at Oracle and 14 or 17 on the road. I can't remember how many he ended up with, Conforto. Yeah. I do like Yaz out there in right field, late innings. It's comforting to know that you got a gold glove caliber outfielder in late innings. So Ryan getting hung over in the chat, man. They're coming at Ryan, and he says, argue with you guys nonstop because you all don't know sports is what it is. Whoa, look at that. He's coming down at you. Let me just say, the producer's show do not represent the views necessarily of NorCal Sports Network or its host. Oh, look at this one. Ryan, if people aren't agreeing with you, then clearly you don't know ball. You guys are going to get Ryan fired up. I'm talking to skaters and Dan. I'm talking to skaters and Dan and Kitchen Dan laughing. Okay. He's talking to skaters. He's only telling skaters and Kitchen you guys don't know ball. All right. Let's come on. Right hook, left hook. Come on. Uppercuts. Come on. Keep them coming. Oh, wow. I do like Conforto's bat better than Yaz. I don't like his defense better than Yaz. Dan would rather Matos play over Conforto. Yes, I would want Matos playing over Conforto and Yaz. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Yeah. It's Matos versus Conforto, not Yaz. Yeah. Will Hicks last through the season? Dre Area says, no, not in the starting rotation. I don't see that happening. He will not pitch 33 starts. He'll be lucky if he does more than 20. Yeah. I don't think the Giants have any intention of trying to get him stretched out that far. Unless he's being super effective, we'll see. But I think 20, 22 starts. You're going to see some starts by Harrison. You're going to see some starts by Birdsong that'll help them get through 162. Hey, guys, you guys need to join the Discord. You need to go over to YouTube. Let me pull this up here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. NorCal Sports Network. Okay. Take a look, guys. I'm going to pull up something for you. And when this show ends, if you all join the Discord, you can keep talking. You can have these arguments and discussions. So you want to go over to NorCal Sports Network, click on the logo, and it'll bring up the home, videos, shorts, live, playlist. Click on where it says post, okay? Click on post, and there's the Discord right there, guys. You guys see that? So go on over to the YouTube channel. Let me shrink that. What's going on here? And go to post. Oops. Let me go back here. Okay. You guys see where it says post? Right here. Right under the logo, you got home, videos, shorts, live, playlist, post. Right there. Okay. Click on post, and it brings you to the Discord. And if you join the Discord, you can talk with other Giants fans. You can talk Warriors. You could talk 49ers. There's games on there. So make sure you do that. I want to thank a couple of guys that helped me set that up. That would be Matthew and Music and Dan the Corn Man. Thank you all for helping get that going. So make sure you go join the Discord, and you can just talk Giants baseball at your leisure. Okay. And But guys, that's it for tonight. We are going to come back here tonight, 8:00. So 6 hours from now, we will join back up with the show, The Hot Corner. And that'll be Lou Marston and myself, along with Eric and Glenn from Giants Sports Talk Live. We do it every Sunday night at 8. We'll be discussing more of today's game. We'll talk about the full series. We'll talk about the upcoming Houston series. We'll be talking about where we think the Giants are going this year, what they may need. So check it out. We will be back tonight, 8:00. We really do appreciate you in the chat. Means a lot. And again, don't forget to like this on the way out. Give this a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already over on YouTube. But give it a like. It helps the algorithms. It pushes the show out to more people. So we really do greatly appreciate that. So we will catch you guys at 8:00 tonight, everybody. Go Giants, 2-1.